Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into something super cool, how AI can totally revolutionize the way we learn languages. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on English as a second language.
Sounds exciting.
It is. So, you know how sometimes you can watch a video, right? And it feels like the information just kind of goes in one ear and out the other?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's like our eyes and ears are just these holes where info flows through without sticking.
Haha. Yeah, exactly. But what if there was a way to change that? What if there was something that could make our brains, I don't know, actually work harder while we're learning?
Well, that's where these super cool AI tools like ChatGPT come in.
Hmm.
So instead of just passively watching a video, imagine using AI to make like comprehension questions after you're done.
So it's kind of like a pop quiz after the video, but the teacher is AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And get this, this isn't just any random quiz. It uses this powerful learning technique called active recall.
Active recall. Okay, I've heard of that, but remind me what it is again.
Basically, when you force your brain to actually remember something,
Hmm.
you make those connections in your brain stronger. It's like lifting weights for your
Oh,
memory.
I get it. So, by trying to remember the info from the video, we're actually changing how our brains store that information.
You got it. You're building mental muscle.
Mm.
And the coolest part is AI helps you do this in a way that feels like personalized and engaging.
That's so cool. But wouldn't that mean you have to pay super close attention to the video from the beginning, knowing you'll get quizzed later?
Exactly. Knowing there are questions coming actually makes you pay attention more from the start. You start looking for those key points and details that you might normally miss.
So it's like the AI is kind of training your brain to be a better learner even before you get to the quiz part.
Totally. And this goes way beyond just like basic understanding of the video. AI can actually help you figure out the inferred meaning too, like the stuff that's not directly said but kind of hinted at.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're saying AI can help us understand things that aren't even said out loud in the video. How is that even possible?
Think of it as reading between the lines. AI can look at the context, the tone, even the specific words that are used to help you get those deeper meanings.
Wow. Okay. So it's not just like spitting out facts, it's teaching you how to actually think more critically.
That's a great way to put it.
Hmm.
And that kind of critical thinking is what you need to really learn a language. It's the difference between just knowing the words and actually understanding what people are saying.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more about how AI personalizes this whole learning thing.
All right, so picture this. You're watching a video, and the AI picks out all the most useful vocab for your level. No more drowning in a sea of definitions. It's like a tutor who chooses just the right words to help you grow.
That's amazing. But hold on. How does the AI even know what's advanced for me?
It all comes down to these crazy smart algorithms. They've been trained on tons and tons of data, like a language superbrain. They can analyze language, see how often words are used, and even how complex they are. It's like having a whole team of language experts working behind the scenes to create your perfect learning plan.
Okay, that's super impressive. So it's not just picking out random hard words, it actually understands the grammar and how everything fits together.
You got it. And here's the best part. It doesn't just give you the words. It gives you definitions, example sentences, and shows you exactly where those words were used in the video. Like total language immersion.
So it's more than just memorizing definitions. It's actually learning how to use the words in real life.
Exactly. It bridges the gap between those boring textbooks and the real world.
This is blowing my mind. But, I'm someone who zones out during videos sometimes. Even with AI questions, wouldn't I still miss things?
I get it, but that's actually where this whole system shines. Knowing you'll be quizzed later keeps your brain on high alert. It's like telling your mind, hey, pay attention, you'll need this later.
Oh, that's so true. Back in school, I'd always focus more when I knew a pop quiz was coming. So it's like the AI is giving our brains that little push to stay engaged.
Precisely. It turns passive watching into active learning, which is what we all need.
This is seriously making me rethink how I learn languages.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how AI can, like, flip that switch in our brains from zoning out to actually learning right.
Totally. But I also kind of want to know, like, how does this all work in real life? Is it really as easy as it sounds? Can AI actually make learning English feel less like, ugh, homework and more like an adventure?
Well, the source material we're looking at actually breaks it all down step by step using ChatGPT as an example. So first things first, you got to give the AI the transcript of the video you want to learn from. It's like giving it a little preview before you dive in yourself.
Okay, so the AI is getting familiar with the video. What happens next? Does it magically turn me into a fluent English speaker?
Uh-huh. Not magically, but pretty close. Once the AI has had a chance to look over the transcript, you can tell it to make those comprehension questions, remember. And the cool thing is you can tell it what kinds of questions you want. Like, do you want to focus on specific details from the video? Done. Or maybe you want to see if you can get those tricky, like, hidden meanings. No problem.
So it's like I can get a totally customized quiz just for me and my learning goals.
You got it. And remember how we were talking about personalized vocab? Well, it gets even more specific here. Let's say you're aiming for like a B2 level in English. You can tell the AI to point out all the words and phrases that are B2 and above.
See, this is where I get a little, I don't know, skeptical. Can AI really know what's advanced for me specifically? What if it picks words that are way too hard?
It's all about those algorithms.
Mm.
AI have been trained on so much language data. It can actually figure out which words go with which skill level. It's not just choosing random fancy words, it understands how complicated they are and where they fit in for someone learning English.
Okay, that's making more sense. So it's like having a real language expert, like going through the video with you and pointing out the most important words. But wait, how does it show you this stuff? Is it just a list of words?
Nope, way more than that. Not only does it find the words, it gives you definitions, example sentences, and it shows you exactly where each word was used in the video.
Whoa, so it's like a dictionary, a grammar book, and a personal tutor all in one.
Yeah.
I can definitely see how this would be way better than just like try and memorize random words from a list.
For sure. When you see how words are actually used in context, it helps you get those little nuances and understand how people actually talk.
This is starting to sound less like studying and more like, I don't know, actually living the language. But I still have that voice in my head saying, what if I get distracted? What if I miss something important?
I hear you, I. But that's kind of the beauty of it. Knowing you're going to get quizzed later
Yeah.
keeps your brain on its toes. It's like your mind is saying, hey, pay attention. This stuff matters.
So true. It's like when you were in school and knew a pop quiz was coming, you'd suddenly be super focused on the lesson.
Exactly. It's like the AI is giving your brain that extra little nudge to stay in the game.
Yeah.
It turns zoning out into like active listening.
That's awesome. So does this work for like any video, or does it have to be something specifically made for language learning?
That's a really good question. Technically, you could use it on any video, but you'll get the best results if you pick something that, matches your interests and goals. Think about stuff you're passionate about, topics where you want to learn more words, or even videos with native speakers using real everyday English.
Gotcha. So it's about being smart with your choices and picking videos that'll really keep you engaged.
Exactly. And remember, we're not saying this replaces all the other ways to learn English. Think of AI as a superpower boost to your learning journey, something that can help you level up faster.
Ooh, I like that. AI is like my secret weapon for learning English. But I gotta be honest, part of me is still like, is this really gonna work? Like, is there any proof this is actually effective?
Well, the person who made this video actually talks about their own experience. They mention how they struggled with Spanish before, almost gave up on learning languages completely,
Hmm.
but then they tried a different approach with Japanese and totally had a breakthrough.
So what they're saying is it's not just about spending hours and hours studying, it's about being strategic and focusing on the right things.
Yep. They even give this cool example with kanji, the Japanese writing system. They started by trying to memorize a whole list of kanji characters, which is like a crazy huge task, but they quickly realized that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, that sounds way too overwhelming.
It was. And they eventually realized that it was way better to just focus on the most common kanji characters first, like learning the basic building blocks, which made the whole thing way easier and more successful.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's like trying to build a house without knowing how to build the foundation first. You're just going to end up frustrated.
Exactly. And that's where AI can be so helpful. It
Yeah.
can like analyze all that data and figure out which parts are the most important for you to focus on.
So it's like having a personal language coach who knows exactly what you need to learn to get fluent faster.
Exactly. And it's not just about getting there faster, it's about staying motivated too. When you start seeing progress and learning new things, it makes you want to keep going.
Totally. This is making me think about all the times I tried to learn too much at once and then got discouraged because I wasn't seeing results fast enough.
Yeah, that happens to everyone. But with AI, you can be more focused and intentional, which makes the whole experience more rewarding and ultimately more successful.
Okay, I'm feeling pumped. But if AI can do all this with just one video, it makes me think, what else can it do? Like the possibilities are kind of mind blowing.
I know, right? We're really just starting to see what AI can do for language learning. Imagine getting personalized feedback on your pronunciation, or practicing conversations with an AI tutor, or even using virtual reality to feel like you're actually in another country.
Whoa, that's next level. Sounds like the future of language learning is going to be pretty epic. But with all this talk about AI, I also wonder, what about the human side of things? Like, are we going to lose that personal connection in the learning process?
That's a good point. We don't want to just be robots learning from robots
For
from.
sure. And I don't think it has to be like that at all.
Yeah.
AI is just a tool, right? It's
Yeah.
not here to replace actually talking to people. It's more about finding that balance,
Mhm.
using the tech to help, but still getting those real world experiences.
I see what you mean. It's not like one or the other. We can use AI to make things easier, but still, gotta remember that connecting with other people is important too. Absolutely. Think about it like this. You could use AI to figure out where your pronunciation needs work, or maybe some grammar stuff you're messing up,
Hmm.
and then you can practice those things with a language partner
Yeah.
or a tutor.
Yeah.
Get some feedback,
Yeah.
you know, and have real
Oh,
conversations.
that's smart. So the AI is like helping you find your weak spots,
Yeah.
and then you can work on them with a real person.
Right. It's all about using AI and human connection together, like they're on the same team.
I like that. This whole conversation is making me think about language learning differently. It's not just about memorizing a bunch of rules. It's more like training your brain to think in a new way, to be more focused and open to learning.
That's a great way to put it. And I think that's why this is also interesting. It's not just about the language itself. It's about how our brains work and how we learn best.
Totally. It's like we're understanding language and ourselves better at the same time.
Couldn't agree more. And as AI gets even smarter, who knows what kind of amazing learning discoveries we'll make.
Before we wrap up, I want to go back to something we talked about earlier, that thing about getting over our fear of making mistakes,
Yeah.
you know? It's easy to get discouraged when you mess up or get stuck. But this video reminded me that it's all part of the journey.
So true. The person who made the video talked about how they really struggled with Spanish. Like, they almost gave up on learning languages altogether. But then they switched gears and tried a different method with Japanese. And it was a totally different experience. It just goes to show that just because something was hard in the past doesn't mean you're going to fail forever.
It's like they hit the reset button and started over with a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And that change in their mindset made all the difference.
Exactly. It's about challenging those little voices in our heads that say we're not good enough or that we'll never be able to do it.
Oh man, those voices can be so loud sometimes. But This conversation has actually given me hope. It's like AI is giving us the tools and the confidence to overcome those doubts and really reach our potential.
I love that. It's not just about learning the language. It's about believing in yourself and knowing that you can achieve your goals,
Yeah.
no matter how hard they seem.
Yeah. So it's like learning a new language is also about learning to trust yourself and your ability to learn.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Hmm.
And the best part is AI is right there with us on this journey.
It's like having a personal cheerleader and a coach all in one.
Exactly. AI can keep us motivated, help us see how far we've come, and celebrate all those little wins along the way.
This has been such a cool deep dive. We talked about how AI can take language learning from just watching a video to really engaging with it. From basic vocab lists to a learning plan that's made just for you. And from feeling scared to feeling empowered. I never thought AI could be so much more than just translating stuff or writing emails.
It's been awesome. And I really hope everyone listening is feeling inspired to use AI and see what they can achieve. We've only scratched the surface here, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for language learning with AI.
If AI can unlock this much potential from a single video, just imagine what other amazing learning tools are out there. It's an incredible time to be a learner, that's for sure. Until next time, keep those brains working, keep listening, and most importantly, never stop exploring the amazing world of language.